Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Astrology of Content That Converts Masterclass. So, for those of you who have no clue who I am, my name is V, which is short for Véronique, which is a very French Canadian name, and I am a business astrology strategist. So, ultimately, I describe myself as a cosmic rebel who is definitely shaking up the game with astrology and spiritually backed business and mindset coaching for daring, rebellious spiritual entrepreneurs. Basically, I help women business owner to optimize what they already have in their business. I help them maximize and optimize their strategies so they can achieve growth, expansion, and pretty much have their business blow the F up. So, I've originally gained my original business training and model by, completing a bachelor in business marketing and by having been in business for the last 16 years. So to this experience, I realized about 4 years ago now just how powerful of a tool astrology could be when integrated into business. And thus was born my lovely online astrology business dedicated to helping amazing businesswomen like you who want to be a disruptor in their industry and fall in love with their business all over again. Because my goal is to help you create a business that not only is going to blow up, but that is going to support your dream lifestyle and your energy. Because let's be honest, when you started your business, you started it because you wanted to do things your way. You were sick of being told what to do, of maybe you were like stuck in a 9 to 5, you hated your job. So you started a business because you wanted to be free. You wanted to have the time of your life running that business. And often it's easy to lose track of that initial spark, that initial why, that initial thing that just like lit it up our inner fire. And this is what I'm doing with business astrology. Yes, I'm helping you optimize what you have. Yes, I'm helping you blow up your business. But most of all, I'm helping you do this in a way that feels fun and aligned to you. So I've pretty much created a unique method that aligns astrology with every aspect of business in order to optimize it and make it easier and more natural for you to apply, which is exactly what I'll show you today as I explain to you how you can start creating next level content pieces that are going to not only convert like crazy, but feel super fun to create. So I'm sure you heard plenty of coaches already tell you how the key to content creation that convert was to be yourself. Like, okay, great. But how the F are you supposed to do that? That's just pretty much like the easy way of saying your content is not converting, but I have no clue what's really wrong with it. So I'm just going to assume that it's because you need to be more yourself in it. AKA, it's fluffy as fuck. And I know it now that, you're saying, but V, like I keep seeing like all of those people online, like those coaches, those online business owners, like creating posts that are so freaking fluffy. Like there are business owners that I personally even stumble upon that I don't necessarily know a lot about. And I'm seeing them create content and launch new offers and have no clue what they're doing. I don't know what their zone of genius is. And people are buying like crazy. Like no matter the price tag that's on the damn thing, they're buying. So I hear you now saying, but V, those people are writing fluffy as fuck content and they're making like, multi 6 figures, 7 figures, and I hear you. But what you need to know is that those people initially add content that appealed to their audience. Okay. And ultimately, they mastered a way of being themselves and their content while making themselves look like the only authority possible to buy from in their field. Okay, so this comes with a particular skill of being yourself and articulating your zone of genius in a way that makes you unvaluable to your audience. Because being yourself can seem so simple, right? But when you have no idea how to translate into words who you are, what your personality is, and what your zone of genius is doing for your people, I mean, it can be super tricky. Because for real, it seems like lately it's always a content problem. Like everyone is telling you you need to fix your content, but no one is actually telling you how to fix it. Which is why I've created this masterclass, to help you dive into your soul and unravel who the heck you are and what personality your voice most naturally has, and how to put it into a writing form that is going to convert. So, first things first, I am going to share with you my screen. Here we go. Boom. Okay. First things first. How the heck are we going to do that? Well, I am going to do that by introducing you to this lovely planet named Mercury. So, why Mercury? You see, in astrology, Mercury is the planet of communication and thought process. Like, it pretty much tells you how you're thinking, learning, and communicating best. Furthermore, it's very important to know that Mercury is never more than 30 degrees away from the sun. Why? Because your way of communicating is never quite far from who you are at your core and who you're meant to grow into in this lifetime. So, understanding Mercury's influence can definitely help you harness your mental strengths and navigate the complexities of communication more effectively. So, now that you get a gist of why Mercury is such a great element to master and understand, about yourself when it comes to nailing your content creation and communication style, well, let me show you how the heck to find Mercury on your birth chart, because this is what we're going to want to do for the rest of this masterclass, okay? First things first, we need to identify where is your Mercury in your chart and how it is that you can use, your Mercury to create content that converts. So we're going to want to spot Mercury and the element that is corresponding to your Mercury. Okay, so I am now going to go to this website. Here we go. Astro.com. Personally, like, you can use any websites that you want when it comes to generating your birth chart. My favorite is astro.com because it allows you to like have a lot of elements on your birth chart. Like, you can do a lot of things when you want to play around with astrology. But if you have like your own personal app or website that you want to use, that's totally fine. So to generate your birth chart, you're going to need three information. So you're going to need your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time of birth. And yes, your time of birth needs to be exact, because 15 minutes difference can actually like make a huge difference on your chart. So once you have those and you go to astro.com, you're going to go on the three little bars here on the left. You're going to go to free horoscopes, horoscopes drawing and data, and extended chart selection. Now, you're going to want to click the little add button in here. This is where you enter like all the informations I just told you that you needed. So you enter those, you click continue, which I'm not going to do because I already have mine. And then after that, you're going to go select your new information, like your new profile that you generated for yourself in here. Now, I always use the house system that is whole signs, just because it's easier to teach, it's easier to read, and it's kind of like It corresponds for, beginners to more advanced people. So this is what I use. So if you want to follow better, like you can always like select the whole sign house system here. Now, once this is all done, you're going to create to show the chart. Just going to give you a rounded chart like this. Now, I am going to want you to go find Mercury on your chart. And Mercury is this little guy here. It's like the circle with a half circle on top and a cross at the bottom. So this is your first step. You need to check out and find Mercury on your chart. The second step that I want you to do now is to find the element that is ruling your Mercury. How do you do that? Well, you're going to check out the sign here that is ruling your Mercury. And you don't even need actually to know what is this symbol representing, because the way that astro.com works is very easy. If your sign color is blue, it means that the element corresponding to your Mercury is water. If your sign element is red, like this one, it means that the element corresponding to your Mercury is fire. If it's green, like this one, it means that the element is earth. And if it's yellow, like this one, it means that the element is air. Okay? So this is all you need. Locate your Mercury and identify the element that is ruling your Mercury. In my case, you can see it's the water element. So once this is done, we're going to go back to our 4 elements. Okay, so for a bit more like, explanation, you have 4 elements. You have fire, which is like, englobing like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have air, which is like having Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You have earth, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And then you have water, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So now, if the element that was ruling your Mercury is earth, this means that to create content that is going to, best embody your personality. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of sick. So, for you guys, earth signs, it means that the characteristics that are going to rule, the earth are mainly like practical, routine-oriented, and grounded. So earth signs are known for, their down-to-earth approach to life. Like they're realistic, they're pragmatic, and they definitely prefer to deal with the tangible, like the concrete matters of life. Now, they are so routine oriented. So earth signs, they thrive in structured environments, and they often have a preference for routines. They're also grounded. So this is perhaps like the most permanent characteristic of like earth signs. It's their grounded nature. Like they are super deeper, like rooted in reality, and they definitely like, again, have a super practical approach to solving problems. So you can then use those characteristics to create your ideal content, okay? The one that is going to feel fun and easy to create, and that is also going to appeal to your audience the most. So, I mean, you could definitely focus on structures. So because earth signs are so structured, you can start using like a more like analytical or detail-oriented approach to your content. Like, creating step-by-step guides, for example, tutorials. You can have like super detailed FAQs on your selling page, or you can even like create pieces of content that are kind of like answering the FAQs live. So like that, your people are already knowing like what they're getting into, what it's including, what it's not including, and what it's going to do for them. Now, you can also have like goal-oriented result content. So, focus on result driven content that is going to speak to your clients like ambition and success, because ultimately, like for you as someone who has their Mercury ruled by Earth, you understand ambition. You understand the need to ground into a specialty, into a specific like area of your life to create results. So highlight how your product or your service is going to deliver them tangible result. Like also be practical and logical. Give them actionable things that they can practically start using in their daily routines to achieving like milestones, like, or managing their resources or something to increase their productivity. This is going to resonate with your clients' need for credible and trustworthy information. Now, attention to details is also going to come very easy for you and is going to be something that's going to be very appreciated by your clients. So why attention to details? When you show to your people that you're very meticulous, this is going to give them like trust in you. They're going to know that you're a professional, and this is very reassuring for clients. So all of this you can use by providing either statistics, and those can be like statistics like regarding your industry, statistics regarding like your results, statistics like regarding your client's success. Like for example, 90% of my clients have achieved like better results with me within 3 months than they have within like someone else or something like that. So definitely like you want to showcase how your offers like structure is helping your clients achieve results faster. Like something like my proven 5-step method is helping my clients to get to, I don't know, like the date of their dreams within 2 weeks of implementing it, something like that. So I'm going to show you an example that I've written. Here we go. Okay. So this is a post that I wrote. But how can I see this full screen? Sorry, me and technology are not very good. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is a post that I wrote, and that could be like very good for you if you have like a Mercury and Earth sign. So I use statistics to drive my content on here. So entrepreneurs who launch business during favorable astrological transits without proper market research had a 42% failure rate within the first year, while the average failure rate is 20%. Okay, so I use statistics um, to set the stage, to set the foundations for people to already like kind of like, for people who have a more like structured or like analytical mindset to be called to it. And also like statistics like are proven to help people find themselves back into what you're writing. So, okay. Why the heck am I telling you this as a business astrologer? Simple. Because hiring a business astrologer who actually has no proper business training can be catastrophic for your business. So you see what I did? Like I use a very like bad statistics for my industry, and I kind of like turned it around to showcase my expertise. So I use the statistics to build my own authority. So then after this, I keep going. Like, I see so many astrologers out there who decided to branch out into business astrology because they want to chase the money. It's a fact, business owners often have more money to spend and spend it quicker because they understand the concept of investing in themselves. But hiring a business astrologer who has no other training in business than building their online astrology business might not be the wisest choice. And then like I go on like listing, why is it that they would want to hire me versus like any other business astrologer? So I kind of like really like build my authority around the fact that I have like actual business training. And I set the stage for this using statistics because this is calling to the people who are more analytical and who respond more to structure and concrete, tangible things like numbers. Okay. So this is something that you might want to create more of if you have your Mercury in an Earth sign, because this is something that come to you easily. Okay. Now, if you're Mercury element was air. Focusing like on community for you is very, very important. Okay. Why? Because air signs in general have like strong, they have strong community like traits. Like they're super social, they're intellectual, and they're great at communications, okay? Like air signs thrive on social interaction. They are also typically known for their very sharp intellect and they love having mental stimulation. Now, they're also good at communicating. They're super good at expressing themselves verbally, and they often have a way with words that is very good to create that little like link in between people, which is very, very good when you are, in a community. So, because they are also so intellectual, they are multi-passionate, which is great. So you might want to put an emphasis on how you have multi-passions and talent. Like with you, when they hire you, they get like the all-in-one package deal. Now, because of their high intellect, they like air signs with you, it comes easy to play with different perspectives. So emphasize how your offers, services, and product are ultimately the best choice by being the devil's advocate. Like for you, because you know so much, you know the different perspective that exists in your industry, and this is something that you can play with a lot. Now, air signs are also great with forward thinking. So it's good for you to highlight in your content why is it that your products and your service are actually good for your client to innovate in their practice. Okay. Like those are all good ways to display your amazing knowledge. Okay. Because you know so much, you can use this as a trust building tool. Like talk about all the things your clients get by working with you. Like you're not you're like all inclusive like vacation type of thing. Like when they get into your things, they don't need to hire a bunch of different people. They get it all with you. Okay? You can also build content that is going to um, be connection friendly, like that is going to be engagement friendly. So post to generate interactions in the comments or post content that is going to link them back to your DMs. Like for example, like DM me for the link or DM me for more information. So you can start a conversation with them in the DM, or you can create like an engagement post on Facebook with a caller block or a question option on, Instagram stories. So they get to ask you a question and you get to answer them. So create content that is going to favorize connections with your audience. Now, this is an example that, of something that I created where I was being the devil's advocate. So for me, creating that type of content is not necessarily what comes fast to me because my element is water. But sometimes because, I'm obviously an expert in my field, I love to, kind of like explore different perspectives. So I started my post with a hook, which is something that I say a lot. There are no bad transits or aspects, only bad astrologers. So then I go, this is something I say quite often that this is something I quite often say to my clients when we're creating their personalized paths to success and abundance. You see, when it comes to astrology, you'll often see astrologers label a specific transit or aspect. Then I describe what it is as being bad, negative, evil, or even malefic. Like you'll see, for example, when your Neptune's in place in Virgo, this is a bad placement to have. Or when you have a malefic planet in your 10th house, your luck is going to go down. In a way, I can get the idea behind this. Like, okay, having Neptune in Virgo is not ideal, and it's not ideal, and it's not ideal, and certain planets in your 10th house are also not ideal, but it doesn't mean that it can get in your way of success or that you cannot transform it into pure magic. So it's like I've brought on like a perspective that a lot of people who want to work with astrology might have experienced before. Like if you read books, if you go on like podcasts or like YouTube channels that talk about astrology, you might have heard something about it. And then I show that I actually like see how people can have that point of view. But I then bring it my own perspective that showcases my authority as to why is it that my method is best. You see, words have a tremendous power on your mind and it's automatic. If someone tells you that you have a malefic planet in your 10th house of business, well, the first thing you'll think is that your career path is going to be quite disastrous. This is why I prefer to refer to some aspects or transit as being challenging, because challenges can be met. They can create huge opportunities for your soul to grow and therefore for your business to explode. Because let's be real for a quick sec here. You don't become an expert because God naturally gave you something and you just started farting rainbows out of your ass. No, you became an expert because you worked for it, because you faced challenges and conquered the F out of them. So when you refer to something as challenging versus evil, it means that there is potential for growth and for tremendous win if you take actions that are aligned. So this is how I use like both perspectives to kind of like cement my authority because I kind of like toot my own horn here. I'm just like, well, I'm doing things differently because there's a reason for it. And I anchor this reason with like specific examples. So I use my wide knowledge of, how astrology is practiced by different people, by different astrologers, by different practitioners. And I kind of like turn this into my favor to have people see how good my method is actually compared to other people. So this is something that because you have your Mercury as an air sign, for you it comes easy. For me, writing this post was not so easy. But for you, this is something that comes easy because you know so much. And for you, having those kinds of conversation is something that you easily do. Now, if your Mercury was in a water sign, like mine, okay? So the characteristics of, a water sign is that they have great empathy. They're also super intuitive and adaptable. Like water signs are empathetic and compassionate, and they genuinely care about the well-beings of others. Like they also have super strong intuition that guides them in their decision making and interactions with other. They're also adaptable because, like water itself, water signs can pretty much like adapt their approach to any type of situations in life. So they can adjust and change depending on the circumstances. So, as a water sign, well, as someone who has Mercury in a water sign, you could definitely use storytelling to connect to your audience. Because as a water sign, you have a natural ability to connect to your client's stories um, and make the link to what it is that you're offering. This is going to allow people to relate to you and relate to your products and services. For example, if you're a relationship expert, you can say, like, I used to get into a pattern of abusive relationships, and this is how I got out. Now, you also like a natural nurturer. So focus on nurturing. Focus on the nurturing side of your offer and like the safe environment that you come to create for your people. Because you are intuitive, because you have such empathy, like people feel safe in your environment. So use this angle in your content to be like, well, if you go into my membership, if you go into my offer, like, it's a safe space, you're not going to be judged, and you're going to be able to ask the questions that you want in a judgment-free space or kind of something like that. Now, you can also play with dreams, okay? And when I say play with dreams, I mean um, create content where you are going to appeal to your people's imagination and sensitivity, like inspire a narrative that could happen in their life if they were to get your offers or your services. Now, this is also important that you create content that goes below the surface level, okay? Um, because your people, they love when you go deep, okay? Because when you go deep, this highlights how you understand how your ideal client feels because you've probably been there yourself or you've probably worked with people who were also there. So you get them. Like, you can say, like, I know how it feels to try a bunch of new diets if you're like, a training expert or like a nutrition expert. Like, I know how it feels to try a bunch of new diets and have no results. This is why I created my unique method. So use your natural ability to, empathize with them, to see them, to nurture them, and use this as a way to connect back to what you're offering. As an example, okay, this is something I wrote. Okay, so this is my promise to you already, like emotions. I'm calling them, I'm just like, I'm promising something to you. And then I go into storytelling. My Mercury is in Cancer, so it's a water sign. So for me, storytelling comes so easy. And I create a lot of my content pieces through stories, either something that happened to my clients, something like a situation that, happened in one of my containers, or something that happened to me. So this is how I go. I'm going to admit something here. My first motivation for entering the online industry was to get rich quick. Here, I've said it. I love money, and it drove me to start an online business. So I'm already like talking to something not a lot of people might admit because they're afraid of saying that this is what originally drove them to be in business. Because there's so many people out there that are shaming people for wanting more money or for doing coaching or doing a business because they want money, because it's like, oh, you should care about people too. But I mean, let's be honest, we're business owners, we love money. So I used to follow one of those so-called gurus who kept saying how easily her client went to do 100K a month after one call with her, or how she just posted her new offer and farted a 15K day. And I thought to myself, wow, I'm missing out on something here. I'll hire her, and me too, I'm going to start farting 15K days. Oh boy, how wrong was I? Want to know the worst? I first thought that it was me the problem behind my lack of instantaneous 15K after posting with the right energy. I thought that 13 years of business experience was suddenly defective in my brain and that I was simply not meant for this. Maybe I needed to invest even more. After all, that guru kept telling that if you wanted people to invest in XYZ, you first needed to invest that amount with her. But you know what? After drinking that Kool-Aid for a bit too long, I realized that I wasn't the problem. This kind of messaging was the problem. So I know that a lot of people in my industry, in the online industry, in business in general, who tried coaching before, I've gone through something similar. This is something that happened to me, but also I know that this is something that a lot of people went through. So, emotional side, I'm showing them that I get them. I know what they've been through. I was now into this whole online business thing for way more than the money. I wasn't there to bring back the authenticity and the true meaning of doing business, aka non-get rich quick, easy peasy breezy posts with the right energy BS. So I became the only business astrologer to have a bachelor in marketing. So I get to, yes, provide you with energetics updates, but also translate them into tangibles and actionable strategies. I became the only business astrologer telling you that astrology alone has very little potential of making your business blow up, but combined with strategies and action, it becomes an unstoppable tool. I became the only business astrologer proposing to you an affordable membership where I'm not only giving you some videos to watch, but also get in there with you and answer your business related questions with other things than energy linked answers. So you see, I started with a story But my story had a purpose here. I wanted to use the story to position myself as not the best, but the only business astrologer out there who could effectively use astrology and combine it with business practices. So this is the trick about storytelling, okay? It's not just about telling like a sub-ass story or like a relatable story or like a feel-good story. You want to tell story with a purpose. You want it to emphasize your authority, to emphasize why your services, why your products, why your method is the best. It's the only thing that can work for them. So they have no choice but to hire you. Like there's no other possibilities. Like you're the only possibility. And this is the art behind telling stories and using emotions to sell. This is how you don't fall into the friend zone. This is how you elevate outside of the friend zone. So, okay. This is where we work. Now, if your Mercury is in a fire sign, it means that you are very assertive. Like fire signs are assertive and they're super confident in their abilities. You're also passionate because fire signs are known for their intense, passion and enthusiasm. You're also super creative. Like creativity flows naturally for fire signs, okay? They're super innovative and they definitely enjoy expressing themselves through different forms. So, how is it that you can use those characteristics to create amazing content? Well, be direct and bold, okay? Focus on action-oriented results, like direct content that gets straight to the point, like no bullshit content, like short, punchy captions, like urgent call to actions, like you know, create excitement, create urgency with, what you're posting because you're a fire sign. You love to do things quickly. Okay. You love to move fast, and this can be used to your advantage. Like highlight the urgency to join your offer. And I'm not talking about fake urgency. Like I'm talking about like stuff like there are only 5 spots available at XYZ price. And then after the 5 spots are, filled, you raise it. Or there are only 2 spots left. Or, you can only get this bonus for the next 72 hours. Okay. And actually make it 72 hours, guys. Okay. Now, you are also very strong at leadership. Okay. Like you love to, you know, to lead people, and you are very proud of this. So brag about your results, okay? Don't be shy of telling your success stories or also your client success story. Like show your audience how much your method and your products work. Show your audience just how much of a good leader you are. Like appeal to, because you're such a natural leader, appeal to other natural leaders in your content to incite them to move. Like some things like you can say like, I know that just like me, you're a trendsetter. So, be the first to join this amazing offer. And don't be scared of shining bright like a freaking diamond that you are, okay? Eye-catching visuals, lively videos, and a touch of glamour of humor to create like those memorable like content pieces. Don't be afraid to, toot your own horn, okay? Fire signs are everything, but they're not humble, okay? So don't be shy about bragging, okay? There is such a thing as healthy bragging, okay? There is such a thing as, healthily being proud of your results. And yes, if it's money results, we want to see them. Okay, we don't want to just see money results, but we definitely want to see them. Get those testimonials out, people. Okay, this can look like this. So I don't usually do braggy, over braggy posts because again, like my Mercury's in water. But I also have a lot of Leo energy in my chart. So once in a while, it's good to brag a bit. So This is what I wrote. You heard, I'm a scary as fuck person. Okay? Always start with a catchy hook. People are gonna be like, oh, she's scary. Fucking knew it. Or they're gonna be like, oh no, she's not scary. How come is she saying she's scary? Whatever, they're gonna read it. So I start this message with a quote from a client. So your messages have always been on point, so spot on, it's scary. So that's what one of the lovely ladies I Guide Weekly responded after the audio message I've sent her. I'm such a freaking genius that it's scary. I'm that good. It usually takes me a few seconds of looking at your birth chart to tell you what you should do to optimize your weekly strategies in your business. From behind the scene work to launches to creating a new offer to reconnect you to your creativity, I got you. Then I followed with more like quotes from my testimonials. V, you're a damn genius. I love this thread and listening to powerful insights you share with everyone. I'm getting messages like this from clients on a daily basis, and it's not slowing down. How? Because my genius is amplifying their genius and allowing them to burst through their income cap and connect back to their inner fire. We can work together in a one-on-one capacity. When we work together in a one-on-one capacity, you collapse timelines. Not because I'm removing some non-existent energy block, but because I show you how to optimize the crap out of your business using astrology and your natural genius. Winging it or leaning back in your feminine energy is not in the cards. We're implementing real, tangible, and actionable plans based on your strengths and with a little boost from the cosmos. So I kind of like went into bragging, like, using testimonials. So yes, I'm saying to everyone that I'm a fucking damn genius, but I'm also backing this up by, testimonials. Okay. Social proof, guys, are a must. Okay. Especially in the era that we're now in the online industry, because so many people have been burned before, because it is so easy to lie about something online. Testimonials and social proofs to back up what you're saying are golden. Okay. So don't hesitate to brag about the genius that you have. But what I did in this post is not only did I brag about my genius, but I also put the power back into the person who's reading it. It's like, yes, I'm a fucking genius, but I'm also like, my clients are also having results because they themselves are fucking genius. So we're like two geniuses like meeting each other, and my zone of magic is amplifying their genius. And this is why they're getting so good at what they're doing. This is why they're getting tremendous results. It's not just because of me, it's because of the work that they're putting into. So this is something that I love to do. I always love to put the power back to also like re-empower my people. Okay, and this is something that as someone who has a Mercury and a fire sign, you're naturally very good at. Okay, this comes with leadership because leadership is about, leading. Well, I mean, it's obvious, like leading other people, but how do you lead other people is because you know how to amplify their genius. People follow a leader because they want to, because they know that this person is going to be able to get the best out of them. And this is something that you naturally do. So go and put this in your content. Now, what's next? Well, I'm very good at creating content. And I've created a whole program that is actually taking what I just took you even further. Okay, we're going deeper. We're going like, we're decorticating how it is that you can create content and posts, like not just like Facebook posts, but different type of contents that is going to showcase your genius. Okay. Mercury Money Alchemy is one of my signature program that is there to help you bring your audience from, maybe to a hell to the yes, let's buy this thing. Okay. This is a 4-module program. And by the end of this 4-module program, you're going to know exactly how to create content that feels fun, exciting, and most of all, that is going to bring in those dream paying clients. Okay. When you join Mercury Money Alchemy, you get like my entire strategy for creating amazing content that feels easy and fun to write for sales. Okay. I am showing you through 4 models the step-by-step of killer content creation that converts like crazy. Okay. Module 1. We are ditching the content that puts you into the friend zone. Okay. Because I mean, like, yes, you want to inspire people, but you also want them to buy from you. So friend zone is a thing of the past. I'm showing you how it is that you get into the I'm going to buy from you as soon as possible zone. So module 2, we are bulletproofing your ideal client and niche. Okay. I am showing you how astrology can help you pinpoint the exact characteristics of your ideal client and how to speak to those characteristics. Okay. So there's no more like, guessing like who your ideal client is, like what your niche should be. I am showing you how to put like exact words and exact characteristics on those ideal clients. Module 3, we are creating content that catches the eye of even the 7-figure earners. Okay. I do not make 7 figures yet in my business. But I do have 7 figures earners who hire me because the way that I showcase my method, for them, it's a no-brainer that they need my expertise, even though I'm making less than them. Now, model 4s. I'm showing you the do's and don'ts of content creation to generate sales, okay? I am decorticating like piece by piece, zodiac sign by zodiac sign, what it should look like for you to create content. And I'm showing you what you're actually doing that is actually repelling clients instead of attracting them. Now, because I really have your success to heart, I have some amazing bonuses that are coming with this. So first things first, I'm a witch. I love the woo-woo side of things. So of course you're getting a video spellcasting session where I'm going to show you and guide you through a ritual to call upon Hermes. Hermes is the Greek god ruling Mercury in content, aka that's a guy you want on your back pocket and behind your back. So because I want to help you solidify your newfound copy skills and lock in your ideal client, I am showing you a spell to up your content magnetism and just like blow the fuck out of your content. Now, I also know that one-on-one work is what gets you the fastest result. So when you jump into this program, you get a private one-on-one call with me via Messenger, where I'm going to review a piece of content of your choice to show you where and how to connect the astrology and the business strategies for even more alignment. Okay, you get to see live what I do to create killer content and how it is that I'm tweaking your content to make it even more magnetic. So, Mercury Money Alchemy is literally valued at close to $1,500, okay? Just with the bonuses, you get like a $300 value. But when you get this program now, you get to lock in a very special price that is under $600. Okay? You get one-on-one work in this. I guarantee you that there is no one out there that is going to get you one-on-one work for under $600. Okay? My one-on-one container alone is 6K for 3 months. But in this program, you get to have one private call with me for less than $600. Like literally, just this bonus alone is worth the whole program. But on top of this, you get a 4 modules of, content creation magic and my unique method to create content that convert, content that is going to take your audience from maybe to hell fucking yes. So guys, I invite you right now to go scroll down, check out the Mercury Money Alchemy, and jump into this amazing program right now. Remember, when you jump into this right now or in the next week, you are locking in access at this unique price of under $600. Okay, guys? So on this, I will see you soon because I know you are going to do the smart thing and jump into this program, this Mercury Money Alchemy program. And I cannot wait to talk to you and tweak some pieces of content with you. Okay, guys? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.